Alright YouTubers, today we gotta fix the Trans Am. So let me show you around. Alright, so you guys have seen this 1976 Pontiac Trans Am before. It's got a 4-speed transmission, still the factory transmission in this car. Coming around the backside, we got 335 tires on 17-inch rims. These are the year one rims. I painted them gold, anniversary gold, and I had them widened so they fit the 335 wheels. Custom 3-inch exhaust. I think way down there. Whoa. All right. You can see my sumped tank. My relocated shocks. All right. Big bird on the hood. And underneath, there we go. 455 stroked out to 460 something, 462. I'm not sure, something like that. 468. It's running Ross forged pistons, the factory 6H heads, which are great for a low compression turbo motor. Running a Tomahawk intake, a solid roller cam from Competition Cams. That's a beast. And then a couple of these little guys. A Garrett's, was it 3076 turbos. And of course you can see I am fuel injected. You can see my fuel rails back there and my Aeromotive fuel pressure regulator. And anyway, this car is acting up a little bit. It's surging on occasion. I'm not sure if it's a crankshaft position sensor issue, and the idle is way too high. So we got to do a couple things today. We're going to hook up the timing light and make sure our ignition advance is the same as what the computer shows. If not, then we may have some wear on that distributor gear. We're also going to go ahead and cover our crankshaft position sensor with some foil, so if we can isolate it from any extra noise. And we'll kind of go from there. Of ignition advance. That could be a problem. We're way down here. Let's change that to 20. Very fast. All right, so anyway, I'm showing 18 degrees on the balancer and the computer is showing 20 degrees, so it's fairly well synced up within 2 degrees, so we still need to figure out why it's idling so high. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the air cleaner off, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But yeah, I need to see what's going on with that throttle body. so we're safe. Alright, so here's the intake air temperature. Disconnect that, and then we'll also disconnect the blow-off valve. And then this thing should come off. There's my setup. Lots of ugly, greasy stuff in there. I'm interested in controlling the idle, so let's see here. Alright, so anyway, I changed my programming from separate valve control to no idle control, and I am still running like 1600 RPMs. Alright, so I am pulling the throttle body off so I can get to the idle air bypass valve. Let me just see what's going on there. Maybe my bypass valve crapped out on me. And I can't really get to the screws because the HEI distributor is so freaking big. This thing should just come right on off. There we go. Hello. Don't drop the screw into your intake manifold, no matter how hot it is. A little warm. Magnetic wrench. Yay. Or magnetic screwdriver. Yay. Well, it looks like it's all the way in. So what is going on there? Alright, so this is where the port where the idle air valve sits, and it sits in there just like that. Wow, that looks like it's doing a pretty good job of sealing it. Alright, so the first thing I decided to try was to swap out my idle air control valve. This is the one that originally came off my Viper, my GTS. And of course it's a Dodge style. You can find the same ones on Jeeps, Cherokees, Grand Cherokees, that kind of stuff. But I never thought it was quite the right one for my throttle body. This is I believe a Proform throttle body. Wasn't real expensive, but like I said, I never really felt like the idle air control valve fit quite right in there. So I went ahead and bought myself an idle air control valve from an LS1, and you can see the pintle is quite a bit different there. So I'm hoping that'll help to pick up some of the extra airflow out of the intake tract, so I can control my idle speed a little bit better. The bolt pattern actually matches up perfectly. No need to grind like I did over here. So I'm thinking this is the ticket. But why was this one working for so long and is just now giving me a problem? I don't know. But yeah, let's install this one and we'll see how it does. And voila. Alright, so got a new carb gasket in there. And the throttle body is going back on. Alright, well, as luck would have it, my new GM LS1 solenoid uses a different wiring schematic than my Mopar unit. Right here you can see, if I can zoom in on it, this is how the Mopar idle air control valve is wired up. Freeze frame. And this is the LS1. Alright, so you guys got that one saved. So, alright, time to start cutting some wires. This is kind of interesting. Got the new idle air control valve in there, and it won't even idle unless I'm giving it about 4% throttle. I gotta crack open the throttle plates now. So that's definitely telling me that the old idle air control valve was not sealing properly. I've got the stepper valve settings turned off right now, so this is just all throttle body. That stepper valve should be completely closed, and I got 3.9%. If I back off, it dies. So yeah, I need to play around with those carb settings just a hair and open up those throttle bodies. Set the throttle position sensor because it'll be a little off. It'll be 4% off. Alright, let's see if that'll be enough. Well, it still says 0% in here, so I don't think that's enough. Well, it does help though. Idling at a beautiful 300-400 RPMs. Come on, don't die on me, buddy. Alternatively, I could pull the throttle body off and adjust the back ones. Okay, let's see what it says now. All right, here we go. I got a reading 1%. And it's idling at 500 RPMs. At 150. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. So I could probably bump that up a little bit more. Showing 2.3% throttle position, 600 RPMs. Ignition advance is about 20. Let's go back there. I'm still running about 600 RPMs there, and it actually sounds pretty good right now. Pretty tough, so Like I said, even though I've got a solid roller cam in this thing, it's a fairly small cam for this big block Pontiac. I'll bump it up just a little bit more. I just see a 700 RPM idle. Alright, let's see, 600-ish. Mission advantage is still around 20. Yeah, a little bit more. Alright, so I'm doing 600 at 660. Not really seeing 700. Adjustment on my primary blade there. So it looks like I'm going to take off this throttle body and adjust the back blades. Oh, but yeah, that's idling so much better now though. I've lost 6 sync counters. Why does it do that? Crazy stuff. Alright, another on my to-do list is to replace this 100 amp circuit breaker. Twice now this thing has failed me. Once this thing blew while sitting in traffic, and I was able to push my car into a Home Depot until it cooled off. I could not reset it. It would not reset while it was hot. It was a summer night, probably about 85, 90 degrees. I had both fans running. So I went out and I bought a second one. You see it down there? And I'm running my 2 fans and my fuel pumps off of this one. And I'm running my stereo and the computer and my oxygen sensors, anything computer control, I guess, off of this relay. That should solve our problem. But then it blew again outside of P. Terry's hamburger stand. So something's definitely wrong with this relay. So I've got a new one here. I'm going to swap it out. Hopefully that fixes my problems. Alright, so I replaced that circuit breaker and my battery's back in place. So let's see how this thing runs. Start it up. Alright, let's see if we can fire this thing up again. Wow. That's basically just cold. And like I say, I'm not using any idle stepper at all. So now we're seeing 42. That's a little bit better. Let's give that a try. RPM, about 600 to 650 idle speed, 0 steps open, running 16, 17 degrees advance. Lost 2 sync counters. I'm not sure what happened there. I just gotta play with my enrichment a little bit. Right here, it drops. I can get some more out of it. Come on. And I'm on a blend right now, 50-50. Between throttle position base. Ooh, what's that? Woo! Lean backfire. We can work on that. But we're getting there.